This is the BESV Jaguar JS1. It's 2016 now. It's very comparable to like the Lion in a lot of ways, which is a much more expensive bike. That bike had some carbon fiber, it had a little bit of a nicer drivetrain and stuff, but this one's actually a little bit lighter and much more affordable at $2,980. Okay, so it's, you know, it's close to that $3,000 mark, and you're getting a lot of really proven systems here. I'm going to go through. I've just finished weighing everything, so I want to say, yeah, about 60 pounds, 6.1 pounds on the battery, which is kind of locking, removable right there on that down tube. It's got a really deep step through right here, which is one of the appealing features. It creates a little bit of, I guess it drops some of the stiffness in the frame if this were otherwise kind of a, you know, standard triangle design, but it makes it a lot easier to step through, right? So you have that lower standover height. It's about 21.5 inches from the ground up to that point there. 22-inch reach and 21-inch seat tube, I guess, from that bottom bracket up to the top of the tube. So they call this a 21.5-inch bike, but I actually found that the reach is fairly short, so you have this kind of upright ride experience, these nice ergonomic grips and everything. It's very comfortable and I think really practical for city type applications, because you've got a, you know, it's kind of a decent SR Sun Tour suspension fork, maybe 50 millimeters of travel, not a whole lot, but it does have remote lockout, so you don't have to stop and screw around with that. You can do it on the fly. It's got an integrated headlight that's really nice right there, runs off the main battery, and an integrated tail light. So again, those are the kind of utilitarian features. There's even bosses for adding a rack. The bosses it does not have, however, are for a water bottle cage, so there's really nowhere to add that. You might have to try to add it on the seat, but if you did, it might collide with the light. So I think I'd probably go for a rack, or maybe wear a backpack or something and carry around liquids that way. So yeah, the overall length of this is 72 inches tire to tire. And I love that they have a quick release on the front wheel, because that's going to make this easier to transport. Again, not being a triangle frame, it's going to make it a little bit difficult to carry on the back of your car. But when you take off the battery, that's 6 pounds right there. You take off the front wheel, it gets a lot shorter. That's pretty good, and then you don't have to screw around with the back wheel. One of the things I like about the tires, I guess, is that they've got these nice Schwalbe sort of Energizer Plus with Performance Line green guards. So they're meant to be puncture resistant, but they're also a little bit fatter, so you can kind of see that. These are 28 by 1.75 inches diameter, and they've got a nice reflective sidewall stripe. Schwalbe makes really good tires. I've ridden on these on other bikes, and they even add a little bit of comfort because they're a little bit fatter that way. So they're not going to get flats as easily. They're going to be a little bit more comfortable, but they're still kind of like slicks if you look at this tread pattern here. So you're going to get, I think, just better range, like a nice, good city or urban experience. So definitely like that. I think from here, you know, we talk a little bit about the saddle being kind of more active. It does have sort of that, I don't know, reduce like the pinch on your butt, kind of the blood flow issue. So a little bit of an upgraded premium saddle. Nice seat post here. You know, a lot of the components, the rest of them are kind of what you'd expect. These are not Wellgo branded pedals, but they look very similar to me, and they've got that nice traction and really like wide footprint area. They feel stiff. Nice bash guard on the front chainring. Kind of a mid-level derailleur on the back. This is a 9-speed Shimano Alivio. So 9 speeds is good for around the city, and because this is a torque sensing electric bike with no twist throttle or anything, it's nice to have a range of different cadence choices, whether you're riding slowly or riding quickly. I feel like you've got that, and that's a pretty durable derailleur. One of the other unique things about this bike is this really cool scissoring kickstand. So I feel like it, you know, you can see it kind of lifts the front wheel off the ground, makes maintenance or taking it off, putting it back on very easy. I love that, and just kind of unique. Some bikes still surprise me when they don't come with a kickstand or something. So I guess what I'm getting at is, even when there are sort of more basic parts here, which there aren't too many, they blend in really nicely. And I love that the suspension fork in particular, you don't really see the branding too much, just little touches here and there. It's just a sleek black, matte black finish that matches the bike frame. This also comes in red, so you could do like a his and her, and I think it would fit, you know, a pretty wide range of riders, because the seat does drop pretty low. You've got that nice step through, and again, it's kind of a shorter reach. These fenders, it says Sunny Wheel. They are aluminum alloy. They're full length, so you're not going to get the stripe on your back. All the way down in the front here too as well, so you're not going to get your shoes or your shins. And I appreciate that. I wanted to get a little bit closer up so you could maybe appreciate that as well. The brakes are mechanical, and I think they're probably Tektro because they've got that nice integrated bell. They don't have the rubber leading edge, rubberized, but they just look so familiar to me. That would be my guess. They don't say Tektro though. They do have motor inhibitors, so they're gonna go ahead and kill that motor quickly, but because this is torque sensing, it's gonna stop on its own pretty efficiently as well. So anyway, those pull on these ProMax. Right down here, you can see there's 180 millimeter ProMax rotor as well. So we got ProMax calipers, ProMax rotors, front and rear, pretty good. It's gonna stop you efficiently. And then I love that there is this really sturdy looking quick connect for the motor. And the motor is a TDCM 500 watt gearless direct drive design. Okay, so pretty good stuff here. A little bit heavier, that's what's gonna add some of the weight, but the fact that they've got the battery pretty far up to the front keeps a nice overall, I think, balance. And this kind of motor is really smooth, pretty quiet. It's just this, like, I think more durable. There aren't these, internal gears, planetary gears moving around. One of the features that is missing on the motor here that you might find on Bionics or Specialized Turbo or Stromer ST2 is regenerative braking. So again, if you look at the price points here, $3,000, you're still getting a lot of those performance characteristics of a gearless motor, but you don't have regenerative braking. So that might bring us up to the battery. Kind of turn the key all the way this way and pop this thing out. It's got a nice little carry handle there. It's 36 volt, 11.4 amp hours with LG cells. And BESV's been around for a little while now and kind of building a reputation for itself. So using some name brand components like that is great. You can charge it on or off the frame with that little cap right here. I like it overall, but you have to leave the key in when riding the bike. See, I just clicked it to on. That's a little bit of a bummer to me because, it's right there. You could bump it with your knee. If you have other keys on this, they can dangle around and potentially scratch this beautiful frame. While we're on the topic, integrated wires, really nicely done. So it's like everything on this is, not everything, but most things are really thoughtfully engineered and purpose built and custom designed. So for a price point at like $3,000, that's excellent, I think. And this is the one area where it's like, just let me take the key out or something. I guess you could accidentally leave the bike on if they let you take the keys out, and it's pretty good, but it kind of reminds me of the older A to B Metros where there's a question mark about that. So now we're up here at the cockpit. Started me out in pedal assist level 2. You can go all the way down to 0 if you want, and then this just acts as like a cycle computer, and you can still use your lights, which there's a separate button for lights right there. So 1, 2, 3, those are torque sensing assist modes. Again, the torque sensor is integrated right into the bottom bracket, so it's double-sided torque sensor is what they say. You can't really see it aside from just noticing that it's a little bit of a different bottom bracket. We've got your battery capacity, your speed. You can actually change between things with this little menu button up here, and it goes from speed to trip distance to trip time to max speed. I kind of leave it on, or average speed. I just leave it on speed so I know how fast I'm going. Odometer, that kind of stuff down here. There's a little light icon so you can sort of see, are the lights on? I just switched it on. It's super bright right now, so it's hard to appreciate, but pretty good stuff. It's nice that it's all built right in. You don't have to worry about leaving your lights on and running the battery down unless you leave the bike on, I guess. So I'm gonna take that off. There's actually a couple modes. There's like low or bright on the lights. Just love that. That's something I haven't really seen on a lot of other e-bikes. And then there's a Bluetooth indicator because they do have a mobile app. I don't have it. I wish I could show you. They have more information back at the website, but it lets you read a lot of these similar things and track your ride and stuff and share that with your friends. So more and more bikes are having, that kind of mobile connect option. Really like that. And then of course there's like this S, which is kind of like smart mode. Okay, so it senses, are you going slow? We'll help you accelerate smoothly and efficiently. Are you going faster? We'll add some force there. It's just a smart mode with their own proprietary settings for that. I think that's pretty cool. While we're on the topic of batteries and electronics and stuff, this is the charger. Really sleek. It's lightweight. I weighed it. It's like 1.1 pounds. 2 amp charger right here. Pretty cool on that. Easy to take along with you. So if you're at work, you could just park this at the bike racks, take that battery off, 6 pounds, charge it in the office. That's awesome. That's the kind of thing I love to see. And by the way, I was asking, how do you pronounce it? I guess it's BESV. The company that stands for like beautiful environmental smart vision. So, you know, some people play around with it where it's like beautiful electric sexy vehicle or, you know, whatever, but I guess it's environmental smart vehicle. Kind of neat, you know, and I like the animal naming stuff that they've done, but I guess now more and more on the website it's just like J1. You know, it's a little bit of a shorter name. So that's the deal with that. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on now. Just kind of roll it forward. We got the kickstand stowed down there. Okay, just gonna take off here. I'm on smart mode. Look at that, just wow. It's really quick, kind of zippy and silent, so that sort of enhances the feeling of speed. It's almost surprising to me. Really quickly, just right up to almost 20 miles per hour, which is the top speed for this bike, kind of a standard 20 mile per hour. I'm gonna take it down to, let's see, 0, just pedal around. You definitely notice the weight a little bit more when you're not getting that electric assist. So I've been riding around and around in this parking lot, just experiencing the different pedal assist levels, and they seem really similar. So 1, 2, 3, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. They're pretty quick to pick up, really smooth. It makes the bike feel light, which is cool. But there isn't one that feels like, oh, it's just barely noticeable. It'd be good for really slow riding. They all kind of kick you up and get you going pretty quickly that way. Also, the torque sensor, it's not like some other bikes where I really felt like I had to push hard. It almost feels like a cadence sensor, but with the added benefit of you push harder and it accelerates. So I'm liking the way this is set up. I think the S mode was really satisfying, but it's a little bit, it's zippier, you know, it takes off. One of the things I've noticed about the fenders in particular on this bike is that they're really quiet. You know, they just feel sturdy, and even when I've been, you know, hitting some of the bumps and stuff in this parking lot, they haven't rattled a whole lot, so that's good. That's great. Shifts gears as you'd expect. Brake levers are feeling nice. There's a little bit of you know, I was mentioning that little bit of frame flex going on. There's more weight up here, and because it's that deep step through, there is just some compromise in stiffness on the frame, a little bit of wobble. So if I was riding at higher speeds with no hands, I can imagine like getting potentially a little bit of speed wobble on it. But overall, you know, very comfortable. I like the suspension and the lockout feature. It's very cool. And even the locking grips, it's definitely little upgrades all across this bike. And I think it would be a really good platform for someone who's commuting, wants all those features, and wants something that looks beautiful. So I think that's about it. That's the BESV JS1 for the full write-up on this and other city-style e-bikes. I'll see you back at ElectricBikeReview.com, and as always, ride safe.